Hello, this is Dawn from Create to 8 and Great with Confidence. And this is a design team project with scrapbooking with me, and it's part of the January Jumpstart. And today what I'm doing is I am using lace in the project. So I am playing with the digital kit, I'm going to think of it in a minute, Steampunk Beauty. And just to give you some examples of what the pages look like. I love this one. As you can see there, I just love her pages. So they're all different. They're in the greens and the rose colors, the pinks and browns, and if you like the steampunk look, you will love this. Copper colors. Isn't she cute? So this is the kit that I'm using, and you can go to scrapbookingwithme.com and check it out. And if you decide you want to purchase anything over there, use the Dawn, DAWN 20 code and get 20% off. So, I'll keep this one out. Maybe. I'm trying to decide what I want to keep out. Okay, a couple of these out. I don't know which one I'm going to keep out. Maybe that one. So what I'm going to do, I've got a scrap that I'm going to start working with, and I have an envelope, or part of an envelope that I'm going to use, and I have just a piece of white cardstock. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a template using my envelope here. So I'm just going to take it and fold it to the edge. And this is going to give me a square. Okay. And I'm going to cut right here. Toss that aside. And let me move this. And the next thing I need for my template is something that is round. I'm just going to grab a paper plate here and take my template and find the corner here. Get my pencil and make an arc. Okay. So now we have this. This is going to be used twice. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to cut it. Easier just to cut it like this. Trim off just the edge so that we can unfold it. And we're going to take our white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to take just some washi tape here. You don't have to use white cardstock. You can use anything you want to here. This is going to be our base for a corset pocket and writing area. I'm just going to mark the center there. And then I'm going to fold this piece to right here. And that piece to right there. And I'm going to fold that piece to right there. And go ahead and fold that piece to right there. Now what I want is I want another piece that's going to be this shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here. So, don't know if that's going to fit. Yes, it will fit. So what I'm going to do is take some tape. I'm going to use a different piece. I want that piece in there. So you can use scrap pieces, whatever you want. Find this. This will all make sense here in a minute. Cut that out. And I'll go in here just like this. If I need to trim, I can trim. Again, remember, we're not going for perfection here. Okay, so that'll go just like that. I need two pieces this size. So let's go ahead and cut out this. Just move it over a little bit. Make sure I've got enough room. Remind me I need to flip it when I go over there. Move it up just a touch. Okay. And Now I need to flip it. I'm just going to move it up just a touch here. Okay. And these are going to go right there. And right there. Okay. So we'll just put that aside for right now. And while I've got this out, I'm going to take this back out. And now I need a piece that's like this. And this is going to be a little dangling pocket. And you'll see what I'm doing here in just a few minutes. So, I'm going to cut this. Then cut it like this. And like that. Don't know if you noticed, but I just moved my chair and there were no squeakiness. Was no squeakiness. Is no squeakiness? Whatever. Finally got some WD-40 to it. Let me get this out of the way. This out of the way. This out of the way. Clean this up a little bit. And now, I'm just going to take a color, and I want to get rid of the white for these. And I'm just going to come in here and make a little pink. This is going to be a writing area. And I just want to get rid of the white some. like so. And the next thing I want to do is give this some distressing. So I'm going to distress this. And this. And that. And that. So these are the first two of the three projects we're going to do today. And then I want to take these two yeah, I'll do this. Okay, so that's going to go in there like that. I want a straight line, and I'm going to make 3 holes, 3 tiny holes. So let's have a hole here, a hole here, and a hole about right there. So they're pretty much in line. And then I'm going to glue. And we'll redo these holes. I just wanted to make sure they were lined up pretty good. So now we're just going to put the holes in the white cardstock. Get out of there so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, got them in there. We can trim off this here in a minute. We'll put this in. This is going to be a pocket. You can make this a flip if you wanted to. Instead of gluing it around the edges, you can put it on here with some washi tape, and then when they open it up, they can flip it open. But I'm going to make it into a pocket. Oops, I meant to add lace to that before I stuck it in there. That's okay. We'll fix that. You can fix about anything. Okay. So we've got that. Now I've got some lace here. Just going to add that to the back here, since I forgot to put it on when I wanted to. I could have added it to the front. Doesn't matter. Take some fabric scissors, get that, so it looks like that. I want to get rid of that, so I'm going to take some ribbon, and I'm just going to glue some ribbon right down here. Put it on like that, and then cut off the extra. Cut off just a little bit more here. Now the last thing I'm going to do for this, besides get that off of there, is put some grommets in here, or eyelets, what do you want to call them. And lace it up. this. Make sure this is set for a small, and it is. Do the same thing over here on this side. Let's leave that up for right now. Okay, got that in. And I've got some black seal-on thread here that I use for micro macrame. I'll spit it out sooner or later. This also makes great bookbinding thread here. Okay, and I'm just going to start at the bottom. Okay, before I start at the bottom, see I've got two white writing spaces in here, secret writing spaces. They can just write. Or if you wanted to, you could add 2 more little pockets there. It's up to you. This is your thing here. You do you. Just lace this up like you'd lace up a shoe. If you got a shoe with laces, if you don't, no judgment. Get that last one in there. And lace this bad boy up. Then tie it and put it in a little bow. And this thread curls, so when I use it, like if I'm using it to do macrame or something, I usually take my curling iron and straighten it out. It makes it a lot easier to work with. So I'm just going to pull these in a little bit tighter. Okay, so now you've got this cute little corset that you could put into a page. You put on a page. You've got 2 secret writing spaces inside. You've got a pocket right here. So you've got a pocket right here. Then you can glue this on, like right there. Have a secret tuck in here, or you can have it tuck up here. Okay, or you can have it tuck over here. It's up to you. But those are cute. So that was our first project. The second project is this. I know you've been wondering what I was going to do with it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some more lace. And I'm going to get enough to go from one end to the other. Cut it. And if you did any sewing ever, you'd realize that you've got to cut notches where you have curves. So I'm going to cut some notches in here. And that's going to make it easier to curve and to glue. Which side do I like better? I think I'm going to use that side, which means that I need to distress that side because I didn't distress that side. Now, this is one of the few pages that I actually printed double-sided. Okay. So we got that distressed. Now we'll take the glue. Just run it along the edge. Okay. And it's easier to do this before you glue the cone together. Start gluing it, and you'll see that these little cuts allow you to fold it over a little bit. And curve it. I'm going to get that set down there. So go down there and stick. I want you to stick. So we've got that. And I'm going to roll it now. Doesn't have to be perfect, just roll it up some. And then we're going to get some glue. Go down a seam. Press it together. And press it down flat. I'm just going to cut this little top off right here. Like so. Okay. So now, if you wanted to add some more ribbon along here, you could. What I like to do is put a little hole in it. put a little hole in it and get one of my brads. And I've got steampunk brads. I've got all sorts of different brads. So here's some steampunk. Here's some shabby chic, whatever you want to call it. And you can just stick a brad in it. So like that brad right there. And if it's not centered, you can just move the center over a little bit. Oh, that's kind of cute one right there. I don't know why I like that one so much. So I can stick one of these little brads in it like that. Isn't that cute? Or if I wanted to go shabby chic, I could stick one of these in here. Okay, like that. I think I'm going to go with this one though. Okay. And all these are the brads that you'd get at Walmart or any office supply store that have the flat tops to them. And I've used resin to glue these steampunk pieces or the flowers or whatever I'm using onto here. But you can use E6000 glue, would work wonderful too. And then, there we go. Then you can just use them as brads. So if you're interested in how I make these, just let me know and I'll post a video on them if you want me to. Just let me know in the comments. Okay, so we got that. Because I've got a whole bunch in here. I've got, like I said, steampunks. I've got seashells and shell clusters and rose clusters. So here's an example of a cluster with seashells. Let's see what else I've got, just to show you. There's a little rose cluster. So just pop a comment down if you want to see how those are made. Okay, so we've got this now. We add a clip to it. One of these little bulb clips. Now we can hang it from a paper clip onto a page, and we can stuff any kind of small ephemera down in there. We can paper clip it to the side of a page. You can put flowers in there. You can do, just anything you can think of you can put in there, you can put in there. I'm going to distress this edge here. There we go. And that's your second thing. Get this out of the way. Now the third item we're going to make is a little flower. Okay. So get this out of the way, get this out of the way. I had some white thread up here, found my needle. Here's some lace. So, I don't know, get about a foot, maybe a little more, but at least a foot. That's 14 inches there. Cut that. and get some thread. And just thread this. Now this doesn't have to be double threaded for any reason other than the fact that I don't want my needle falling out. And what you can do is find the end. Put the thread in there. And just start doing a running stitch. So just in and out. That's all you're doing. And I like working with white lace because you can dye it any color you want. So you can make it dark blue, light blue, tan colored. Doesn't have to stay white. You can use your distress inks to do this. You can use alcohol inks. You can use tea. You can use coffee. Food coloring, whatever you have on hand that you might use to dye something, you can color this fabric. Okay, they don't have to be the same length. Just have to get them on there. Okay, and then I'm going to push them down and pull them through. And then when I'm going to get to the end, I'm going to make sure I tie this so that it doesn't go through. Okay. So now let me get these two here. These are my end pieces. And I want to pull this tight so that it's ruffled like a flower. And just make a knot. Got one of my ends caught up there. I'm not the best multitasker. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me get a knot in here, or a couple knots anyway. And that'll be done. Now you've got your little flower. You can take a brad, like one of these that you get at, you can get them, I think, maybe at the Dollar Tree, but you can definitely get them at Michael's. And use a brad to attach this to something like a pocket. And just attach it, just punch a hole and put it through the pocket. Or you can use a button And if you use a button, just button out of here. Come here, button. If I used a button, I'd take E6000 glue and I would take off the shank and I would glue that on there. Or you can use a flat button and glue that on there. So you've got all sorts of things. Huh? Let's see what else. Here's a little brad that I made with resin. And put that on there. Again, just one with resin. So you can do all sorts of things with this to dress it up. And put it on your junk journal. Okay. Now the last thing, I'm not going to show you. Not going to show you, but I'm going to show you. Okay. And that's just a couple things. First is this little paper clip with the lace on it. And the paper clip itself is one of these plain old paper clips that does not have the plastic on it. It's just metal paper clip. And to get that loop, take a pair of round nose pliers and you just roll it up. And some of these are easier to do than others, but that's all you do for that. And then to get this, I took a piece of fabric. I cut out a piece of lace from an old tablecloth or curtain, I'm not sure what it was. Put that on top. I took a piece of burlap. And put that on there. And had another piece of lace that I got this from, I remember getting this at Dollar Tree around Valentine's Day one year. Okay. And take this and take my paper clip. Open it up, and I'm just going to get that to go in the bottom one there. And I know that's easier said than done. And then once you've got it down in there good enough, if you want to, you can go ahead and glue it to help stick it together. And you can glue that on like that. Sorry, glue that on like that. and glue that on. And then once that's dried, put a little clip there. Once that's dried, I go back and sew right along here, and I sew this down, and I sew this down. And then I just add a button and a dangle. And you've got a cute little clip there. Okay, so that's another way to use lace. And the last way to use lace that I'm going to mention today is to take your book pages, and along the edges of your pages, let's say this is a book page, it's in my book, I can take the lace and just put it along the book like that, along the page, or if I can find the edge of this one, like that, and leave it so that it sticks out and it just looks really pretty. So this is one way to use lace, is along the edge of a page. Two ways to use lace in a paper clip. 3 ways, flower. 4 ways is a little pocket, hidden writing area, whatever you want to call this. The 5th way would be a nice little cone. So several ways to use lace in your journal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.